now, what you have left to pay is $26,470. Do you understand that? Do you understand that you owe RCII, whoever, you're developed, you understand that you owe $26,470, yes or no? Oh yeah, we owe it. Okay, so let's talk about option 2. Hey, option 2 is a good one. It wasn't my favorite. I'll explain why in here in just a second. But it did exist and they had to show it to you. The option 2 was what they refer to as a maintenance fee settlement agreement. Okay, and the maintenance fee settlement was very simple. Okay, you owe $26,000. You told me that you reiterated 3 or 4 times. You understand you have this debt. It is not optional, right? Okay, because you owe $26,000, that means you're in debt. So with a settlement, what do you do with it? What happens with a settlement? You're in debt, and you agree to settle for, and I'll make them say, less money. Absolutely. So you owe $26,470. A maintenance fee settlement costed you, or saved you, it either saved you 60 or cost you 40, depending on how grumpy you were when they explained it, okay? A maintenance fee settlement was 40% of your obligation plus transfer fees. Okay, Luke, what's 26,000 times 40%?
10.5 or 10.6.
Okay. All right. I wouldn't write it up there. I write it in the box because I want to write each option, the cost of it. I don't want to ask me, how much is this? How much is this? How much is this? A maintenance fee settlement would have been $10,500. Okay? But here's the cool thing. You didn't have to come up with the money all at once. Right? Back when you had the opportunity, hey, the $26,000, these billion-dollar companies, they can wait on it. So 15 years, 20 years, pay it over time, it's fine. The important thing is that we get it. Right? But understand that if you would have chosen option 2 or option 3 that I'm fixing to explain, you still would have had an opportunity to pay that over time. You didn't just have to give all the money to them right there. They weren't trying to get you to do this one or this one, guys. They want you to keep this one. Do you understand that? You understand that, guys? Okay, great. The reason I say that maintenance fee settlement wasn't my favorite is because you have put some money into this, right? And what you've agreed to buy is the ability to go on vacation and travel and all that good stuff, right? If you settle, I'm not saying it's a dumb idea. I'm just saying you lose all of your investment, right? And you're out from under the maintenance, and yes, it saves you $16,000, but what have you got to show for it? You're just agreeing to settle and you move on. The reason we say that is because option 3 existed. Okay, and option 3 was what was referred to as an ownership to membership conversion. This is the thing you said you've never heard of, and I don't quite understand, but an ownership to membership conversion was just that. Okay? What you were doing is you were exchanging your general warranty deed, you were exchanging the debt of $26,400 for what's called a CORDU. You ever heard of a CORDU? A certificate of right to use. You were exchanging your deed for a certificate of right to use. Here's how the program worked. Every January 1st, you receive 10,000 points that you can spend at RCI Resorts. There's 7,621 RCI Resorts. Okay? The program doesn't cure cancer. It's not the best thing since sliced bread. Sometimes you're going to get in, sometimes you're not. Sound familiar? Okay, here's the difference. The difference is this option was 60% of your forecast, which means that this would have been $14,000 over that 15 years or however you chose to pay it out, right? This option would have been $14,000 as opposed to 10 and have nothing or 26 and burden your kid and deal with all the problems you're dealing with now. So with a certificate of right to use, back to this. January 1st of every year you got 10,000 points. You could have used them at any of RCI's resorts based on space available. The cool thing is, and the most cool thing about it is, and the number one reason why people did it, is because there's no maintenance fee and there's no perpetuity clause, meaning there's no obligation for you to pass this on to your kids. They don't have to take it. The reason is because this is not a deed of property. This is a certificate of right to use. It is not a deed. Okay, now let me ask you this. I know you probably want a little bit more information, but we're going to stop here for a second. I'm just going to tie them down. A, was this explained to you? Yes or no? Have you ever seen what I just showed you? No, we've never seen that. Okay, second question. Had this been explained to you exactly the way I just went over it, which way would you have, which would you have chosen? Which option would you have chosen? 1, 2, or 3? Well, option 3. Okay, why? Well, because there's no maintenance. Why else? Well, because there's no, right? Well, because I can still travel. Well, because it's less money. I'll make them say, right? I just tie them down. It's simple. I say, okay, is there any reason, and I'm going somewhere with this, folks, but is there any reason you would have told them I need to think about this, or I need to talk to my pastor, or I need to call my dad, or I need to talk to my kids, or is there any reason why you would have needed to talk to somebody about a $12,000 reduction in the debt that you have? What would you have had to have done? Like who would you have to reach out to ask for permission to save money? Can you think it? Well, why would you say it that way? Don't be a smartass. I'm not, folks. The reason I'm trying to the reason I'm trying to figure this out is because there's absolutely no reason why you should have declined it. I'm just trying to make sure that you didn't decline it for a stupid reason. Because then, if you have declined it and you're not being honest with us, we go back in and try to get this opened up, and it shows was explained the option, said they had to think about it, right? There's nothing we can do to overcome that because it was a one-time shot. Is there any reason at all you would have said, I need more time, or I have to think about this, or I'm not sure? Is there any reason why you would have said that? No. So without hesitation, you pull the trigger right then, as long as it was $14,000 or less. Sounds like, I mean, if I understand what you're saying, I think I do. As long as it's $14,000 or less, you'll do it right now if we can get it reopened. Right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yay.
Okay. How do I know you're telling the truth? How do I
You're
know?
going to go find out.
Because you're going to go find out.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
You're going to go find out, right?
You're going to look in the registry.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, real quick.
All right. Quick question.
I like
Sorry.
the way you crushed today.
Yeah. Quick question. How do you guys handle small
So you
bills?
wait and
typically-
crush. Oh, so go ahead.
How would you have taken care of it? Well, do you have finance? No. So how would you have handled it? Would you just credit card or check or what? What would you do?
Probably put on a credit card.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds good. You have that one, you got it with you, right?
Yeah.
You don't leave home without it? Visa? Okay. All right. Visa, American Express, Discover, MasterCard, what is it?
Discover.
Okay, let's just get that out because we're going to need that account number when we send up a petition.
This is all done on the table, right?
Yeah, this is just done on a piece of paper.
Yeah. Where did you get 60%? And I'm just...
Well,
It's up to
because
you. You can do
it equals
80%
100,
if
yeah.
you want. Make
It's
this number as big
100%
as
of
you want it
that.
to be.
Yeah.
This is fluff. And this could be 50%, or this could be the same
Well,
or less, or whatever.
it's nice because, I mean, visually it's 100%.
Right,
You know.
right. So, yeah, and when you guys got this packet, you just had an initial. I mean, I just asked you verbally, but you would have just had a yes or no, accept or decline, an initial below each option. You would just had to initial and send back the information. And which option you would have chosen. So, had you received that packet, or had this been explained to you, which one? Now, I got stuff to do. Option 3. Okay, you sure? Well, here's what Mr. Myers is probably going to ask for. And I'm trying to read his mind, but when he comes back over, he's probably going to have us petition RCI or whoever, right? Which is total bullshit. We're probably going to have to write a letter and just explaining your level of commitment. Hey, this was, I swear in a test, this was never shown to me. Had it been shown to me, I definitely would have done it. Here's why. I want to protect my kids. I went out from under the deed. My developer, is being sued, or they've lied to me, or they this or that. I want nothing more to be out from under this. The points look cool. Don't really care if I get them or not, but it's at least something to still have to try. Whatever. And then I make them put in the letter, as long as it was equal to or less than whatever this number is. There's absolutely no reason I would have declined it. I would have put it on my Visa right then. I literally make them put that in the letter. True or false? Sign it. Get a copy of their ID. Bring that back to me. And if you bring me a letter that says I'll do it, if it's $14,000, I'll put it on my Visa. There's probably not going to be a today issue when I haven't even printed numbers. But we haven't really told them what it was going to cost. We just said ballpark. Here's what it would have been. Now I've got a credit card. I've got a letter begging me to open it, to try to get it open back up. Strongest level of commitment that you could ever. 56 tours, 27 deals, not too shabby. $281,000. That's how we do it.
Because they're hog tied down. Fuck. That's awesome.
Good job, man.
That's
So,
okay, so then they go.
so then
where do you transition to? Okay, it turns out we can do it right now from petitioning and
yeah.
the
So
letter.
they bring the letter back to us, to me, whoever, and they'll say, all right, here you go. It's case closed, dude. Right? But to transition back to give it back is what you're asking.
Yeah.
So they bring me the letter, and then I'm going to get on my numbers program, and I'm going to print up a TO sheet, right? And we've got a stamp. I had maybe Steve Kinko wrote about it. It says pending approval. Stamp that bastard.
Hey, my mom's here. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You're
So
PG, but-
stamped pending approval, right? On the TO sheet, they take it back to the table. Say, hey, listen, step 1 of 2 is complete. Step 1, Gary, submitted the petition, and they've agreed to let you look at what it would have been. We don't have it opened up yet. Well, why not? And they're fighting for it. It's like, okay, well, I said step 1 of 2. He's still working on it, right? So here's what we have so far. Here's what it would have been. You just said if it would have been right. So anyway, here's what it would have been. And you pointed it. And typically we'll come in at if we told them 14, we'd come in at 12, 3, 62. It's even less than what I told you. The reason is because you got a 1-year maintenance fee credit discounted or whatever. We'll put something on there. What he's trying to do is get you a 1-year maintenance fee credit because you should have done it last year or whatever. And so, I mean, there's no reason you would have declined that. I mean, you already said that. So here's what I need to move forward. I need that account number that you would have used to finance the transaction. And then I need your signature right here accepting. I'll get back to Gary and we'll try to get this wrapped up. No promises. He said not to promise. It is pending approval. He feels good about it, but I need a credit card, driver's license, and I need an accept right there.
So mentally they're back to that place that they should have been, and they'd have to make that dumb decision that they've agreed it would be so stupid to make right then. Mm-hmm. So, like, beautiful.
Yeah. So giving it back is, hey, listen.
Tight little bow.
Step 1 of 2 is complete. They've at least allowed us to give you a number. You said as long as it was 14,000 or less. It may actually come back more than what we're saying because here's why we got a pending approval. And I'll make up a story. I'll put a discount on there or maintenance fee credit or whatever. Just fluff, but gotta have it. So
whatever justification you need.
Yeah. So and then they're like, well, okay, well we'll accept it. And here's our card. But like, when will we know if this is like approved? Well, hopefully within the next 10 or 15 minutes. Here's what I know. If a lady about this wide comes over here with a folder and there's papers in it, it's a good sign. So
I need to get one of those ladies.
So anyway, hey, if she comes over here with documents, we'll know, but let's just hang out for 10 minutes, see if documents print. If they print, good. If not, sorry. We'll get you your tablet and get you checked out. So I'm doing all I can. So, and then I'll come over, hey, great news. I just heard back, whatever. Got it opened up for you guys, so congratulations. Glad we could help.
This whole thing is set on takeaway.
All sales should be.
It's
You guys like it or not? When I leave,
no.
Beautiful.
Okay.
No, it's wonderful.
You like it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, yeah. I mean, it's very, very simple, very basic.
You know I'd like it. I mean, shit. Let's build my career on total takeaway. See if I can worst utilized best tool in the freaking industry. For
That's
sure.
how we do it. You guys are welcome to use that approach, and hopefully you guys can make some money with it. So.
Oh, we're good.
Phenomenal.